Okay, we're supposed to play when they walk in. Oh, okay. Okay.
Friends and family, please stand to honor Utah Valley University's class of 2025.
Welcome, guests of the School of the Arts 2025 Convocation. Please stay standing as we welcome our distinguished guests and faculty.
Stand in line to get up in this place. Time to
And now, please welcome our 2025 School of the Arts graduates.
Get up and then get to show the world what we have in store. Some people have to stand in line to get up and get it in this place. Time is surely hard to pick up your gun in this crazy race. We about to get up on this thing, the time is now. What you waiting for? Hurry. What you waiting for?
Good afternoon, graduates, families, faculty, staff, and friends. I am Courtney Davis, Dean of the School of the Arts, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the School of the Arts Convocation at Utah Valley University on this glorious day, the 2nd of May in the year 2025. First off, an exuberant thank you to our incredible UVU Jazz Ensemble who provided the processional music. A special thank you to Kate Gabatas, Alex Jensen, Julian Mitten, Landon Graff, Phil Behrens, and Taggart Bradbury. Thank you also to our ensemble faculty advisor, David Baker. Today we celebrate achievement, merit, excellence, and the completion of a job well done across our 4 departments: art and design, dance, music, and theater. Congratulations to all of our graduates who have worked so hard, and for all of those who've worked behind the scenes to assist, encourage, teach, and guide our passionate and inspiring School of the Arts faculty seated behind the graduates, and our amazing School of the Arts staff and academic advisors. So much gratitude to our UVU family, friends, and supporters in the stands. Thank you. As we gather today, we also express appreciation for our beautiful campus and all those who care for it. At UVU, we celebrate innovation, imagination, and vision, beacons of hope and drivers of change. UVU is built upon change. Our history from the Central Utah Vocational School, established back in 1941, to a technical institute, technical college, community college, and state college, before becoming UVU, the largest public university in the state of Utah. Education embraces change through constant refinement. We never stand still. Our curiosity, coupled with courage, drives us forward with strength, resolution, and determination, all qualities of a true Wolverine. And today, we come full circle. At UVU, our annual freshman convocation is held here in the UCCU Center during the very first week of fall semester for incoming students. And now we gather at Journey's End, the same yet completely changed. The circle is one of the most ancient of symbols, signifying unity, infinity, and perfection. It was an emblem of the Egyptian sun god Ra, a representation of balance in ancient Greece, as well as the duality of yin and yang in Chinese philosophy. Throughout time, the circle suggests the cycle of life, continuity, and wholeness, a very befitting symbol for this moment. Today, I invite you to reflect upon change and the countless sacrifices and courageous acts that have led to this moment coming full circle. On that note of sacrifice and courage, it is my honor to recognize the incredible individuals on the platform behind me. Platform guests, if you would please stand when your name is called. On the front row, starting in the center, we have Wayne Vaught, Provost of Utah Valley University. Next, we have David Conley, Associate Provost. Lori Sharp, Senior Associate Provost. Clark Collings, General Counsel. Nathan Savage, UVU Foundation Board. Travis Lovell, Department Chair of Art and Design. Catherine Henry, Assistant Dean and Executive Director of the Norda Center for the Performing Arts. Chase Grant, Lecturer of Theater in Directing. And behind me, Jim Godfrey, School of the Arts, Associate Dean. Ross Hagen, Associate Professor of Music. Kaylee Walker Short, School of the Arts, Bachelor's Valedictorian. Allison Wilkinson, School of the Arts, Associate Valedictorian. Jamie Johnson, Department Chair of Dance. Jeffrey O'Flynn, Department Chair of Music. La Bean, Department Chair of Theater. Jason Lanigan, Associate Chair of Art and Design. And Danielle Shipley, School of the Arts Assistant Dean of Community Engagement. And John Newman, Professor of Theater and Director of the Ty Center. I am honored to be here in their midst. Today is a day of celebration and commemoration. As demonstrated by centuries, even millennia of creative works that precede us, the arts are not only a gateway to self-discovery, but also a driver of cultural change and transformation. A form of communication. The arts teach, inspire, record, and illuminate. They light the way forward, showing not just what has been, but what can be. And perhaps above all, the arts create points of connection, like the unifying circle between ideas and concepts, but even more between people, places, and moments in time. In April, the theater department produced Little Women, a timeless and beloved story that explores themes of family, love, and a young person's journey to find her voice, themes as relevant today as they were in the 19th century. In her published book, Louisa May Alcott spoke through her character, Amy March. "Lovely weather so far. I don't know how long it will last, but I'm not afraid of storms, for I'm learning how to sail my ship." What a metaphor for our educational journey. How many semesters began with this sentiment, "Lovely weather so far," before wondering how long the blissful smooth sailing would last, usually in the second or third week of the semester perhaps, when you realized it might not have been the best idea to schedule classes back-to-back between the Norda Center and the Clark Building. And maybe an 8 a.m. start time isn't ideal when you work until midnight. And possibly 4 studio art classes might be too many for one semester. And although we might not be afraid of storms per se, that doesn't mean we're not nervous about them, even if taking a master class in ship sailing. The ocean is vast and abounds with swelling tides of both opportunity and risk. The horizon is resplendently limitless and at times defiantly unforgiving. We count the days at sea in open waters in all manner of weather. We ration our supplies, fearful of depleting fresh water to drink and food to eat, and we spend countless hours waiting, toiling, and watching for land. We lose things along the way. We question why we ever wanted to learn the craft. Can't someone else do it for us? We keep thinking, why didn't we keep our feet planted safely on dry land? But in those hours, gliding beneath the moonless sky or buffeted during the most brutal of storms, we discover who we truly are. As the African proverb goes, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. We long for the day when we can return to port, back home, reunited with our friends and family, coming full circle, the same but forever changed. Perseverance operates on the belief there is something on the other side of the horizon we can't see just yet. But for some deep-rooted and inexplicable reason, we make every effort to catch a glimpse. Progress is about seizing opportunities, not just dreaming and hoping, but putting into action. And once opportunity is taken and grasped, there is no turning back to start over again, for just as the ancient proverb goes, no person ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and they are not the same person. On this day, let us celebrate the art of seizing opportunities on just the other side of the horizon, of committing to a tremendous undertaking, now complete, of respecting the craft, of believing in yourself and bringing change to the world. Let us celebrate reaching the shore from the brilliant sea of green. Congratulations, my fearless Wolverines. We will now follow the order of events listed in your program. In School of the Arts fashion, we will begin with an incredible video that showcases our 4 departments. That was fantastic. I think we were all dancing in our seats. Well, it is now my honor to introduce Dr. Ross Hagen, Associate Professor of Music Studies and the Dean's Distinguished Faculty Award recipient for 2025. Dr. Hagen focuses on musicology and ethnomusicology, including the European notated tradition, popular music, and world music. He has been at UVU since 2010 and received his PhD and Master of Music in Musicology at the University of Colorado at Boulder and his Bachelor of Arts in Music at Davidson College. Dr. Hagen's published research has involved underground and avant-garde music, Nordic music, medievalism, and weird fiction. We will welcome Dr. Hagen to the podium to recognize our outstanding students, after which Associate Dean Jim Godfrey will present our valedictorians.
Our 4 School of the Arts outstanding students selected by the faculty in each department, please rise as I read your names. School of the Arts outstanding students: Mary Jones, Art and Design. Heather Morley, Dance. Vanessa Malena, Music. Caitlin Michelle Lebeau, Theater. The Dean's Distinguished Award for students nominated by faculty and full-time staff, then selected by a committee directed by the Dean, is Madalena Willis, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Painting and Drawing emphasis.
I'm honored to be able to present the valedictorians for the School of the Arts to you this afternoon. These exceptional students have demonstrated remarkable talent, dedication, and creativity throughout their academic journey here at UVU. We celebrate their accomplishments and look forward to the innovative contributions they will make in the world of the arts. For our associate's degree, our valedictorian is Allison Wilkinson. Want to stand up, Allison? She will be receiving an associate's degree in art and design. Let me share a little bit about her. Allison is from Harriman, Utah. She states, "I've learned a lot while being here at UVU. I've learned to push myself, work harder, and gain new insight into the art and marketing world. I'm excited to see what careers will come my way with the knowledge that I've gained." After graduation, Allison plans to continue her education, working towards a bachelor's degree and working in advertising. She loves to write music, paint, and read. Join me in congratulating Allison on this honor. For our bachelor's degrees, our valedictorian is Kaylee Walker Short. Kaylee will be receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree in Theater Arts. Kaylee's from Riverton, Utah, and attended Riverton High School. She is receiving her Bachelor of Science in Theater Arts. While at UVU, Kaylee participated in student teaching intermediate theater classes at Union Middle School. It was rewarding for her to see young students build confidence through performing. Her favorite part of UVU is that it truly is a place for everyone, regardless of background, religion, or socioeconomic status. Quote, "I'm grateful for the endless support from my husband, Stephen, my mom and dad, and my inspiring classmates and professors," close quote. We now invite Kaylee to come to the podium and share her valedictory speech.
As I was sitting in commencement on Wednesday night, I was feeling incredibly inspired and proud to be a Wolverine. UVU has a place for everyone, and that's what makes this university special. But it got me wondering, what else unites us, specifically as students in the School of the Arts? I came to the very obvious conclusion that it is our art. As we know, the school has several departments, and all of our art looks different, but I'm confident that we've all been transformed by our own meaningful and artistic experiences creating and consuming art during our time here at UVU. I feel compelled to share one of mine. During fall semester in 2023, I had the privilege of participating in a staged reading of a play called My Brother's Gift by Claudia Haas. After just a couple of rehearsals with the director and the other actors, we put on a humble performance crammed into a little space in the Nordis Center for some friends, family, and classmates. While we didn't have blocking, costumes, or props, it was a special night. I was moved to tears, as was the playwright, and as were many of the audience members. I was reminded that stories are what connect us. Art does not have to be complicated. If this were any other play, I might have left it at that and moved on with my speech, but as I look out at a room full of artists, storytellers, empaths, and creatives, I can't help but feel that you're the perfect crowd to share this story with. My Brother's Gift is based on the true story of a Jewish family during the Holocaust, friends and neighbors of Anne Frank. Heinz Geringer was a skilled musician at just 15 years old. He loved to play piano, guitar, and even formed a jazz band. People would gather for free concerts in the courtyard. When his family was forced into hiding, music became too loud and too dangerous. He instead turned to poetry, drawing, and painting. At first, it was on canvases from their generous benefactors, but as supplies ran low, his paintings appeared on tea towels and pillowcases. During his final reunion with his little sister Ava, not knowing if they would meet again, he pleaded with her to retrieve the paintings, which he'd hidden under the floorboards of his sacred hiding place. He told her, "I need to know that if I don't make it, my paintings will." Ava kept her promise, and Heinz's paintings are now on display in the Dutch Resistance Museum in Amsterdam. The story of this family is truly devastating, but I'm so grateful for what I learned from Heinz. It reinforces some of my thoughts about art. First is what art can do for an individual, and second is what art can do for the world. The way that Heinz turned to music and painting to express himself, to grieve, to distract, and to feel, I turned to theater. I've recently done a lot of spoof theater. More specifically, I'm currently playing the AI robot girlfriend of an Elon Musk parody character in a Mamma Mia spinoff. So that makes a lot of sense. But it's genuinely fulfilling to me to make people laugh, to challenge myself, and to make deep connections and friendships with other artists. My art does a lot for me. But I mentioned that my second thought is about what art can do for the world, not just the artist. Heinz's story and paintings inspire many and will continue to live on. As many elements of the world around us become increasingly corrupt, violent, and unthinkable, art becomes increasingly impactful, relevant, and necessary. I might not say this to any audience, but I know that you will understand what I mean when I say that I believe art is what will heal the world. So as we leave, our college years behind us, I plead with you to continue creating forever. You need it, and the world needs it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaylee, for your powerful and inspiring words. That was beautiful, and we're very grateful with what you shared with us today. And now we will begin the next portion of our program, the time you've all been waiting for, the presentation of graduates. I will be joined by Associate Dean Jim Godfrey in presenting our graduates from each of the departments of Art and Design, Dance, Music, and Theater. Names of the graduates will be read by Chase Grant and John Newman from the Department of Theater. I now invite the graduates to move into line for their diplomas, and I invite the department chairs to join us for the presentation, including those platform guests who will be involved with presenting diplomas.
No, I can say that. You should be okay. So as soon as it pops up.
Courtney Rose.
Gabrielle Williams.
Hiram Skelton.
Sierra Dirch.
Sarah Dillard.
Brelyn Smedley.
Jacqueline Delaguido.
Olivia Bruel.
Sarah Brinkerhoff.
Michaela Browning.
Lydia Maddox.
Zachary Marshall.
Anna Hainsworth.
Sarah Anderson.
Kaya McClure.
Cambria Harris.
Afton Ford.
Nia Hallowell.
Brooke Marchant.
Heather Morley.
Paisley Ballard.
Madeline Buckwalter.
Jessica Hollingsworth.
Lauren Payne.
JC Kelsey.
Adriana North.
Gracie Rawl.
McKenna Law.
Abigail Brenchley.
Tess Graham.
Sophia Duffin.
Bailey Taylor.
Rachel Matthews.
Kirsten Marie Tucker. Michaela Milligan.
Mark Grotpass.
Ethan Pitcher.
Gracie May Rayett.
Samantha Marks.
Anna Hales.
Raquel Miller.
Caitlin Buell.
Bailey McMillan.
Audryn Willardson.
Laurie Beline Wilson.
Katie Bushel. Kat Long.
Juliana Carlson.
Olivia Scott. Jordan Harris.
Melody Reed.
Madalena Willis.
Ethan Stemmons.
Rebecca Avery.
Catherine Underwood.
Macy Savage Rasmussen.
Ke'ela Kapihana Emilia Kauanoi Mayon Santos.
Cassidy Allen.
Kimball Duffin.
Jake Allen.
Jaden Jones.
Rachel Ann Berg.
Braxton Biggers.
Jocelyn Baker.
Carol Kleeman.
Chelsea Klinger.
Hannah Boyack.
Megan Pyra.
Rachel Colton.
Ben Caldwell.
Ian Painter.
Jacob Coomer.
Nathan Pendleton.
Riley Sliding.
Molly Flake.
Julia Andrews.
Katrina McNiven.
Jade Moon Smith.
Cambrielle Wright.
Jackson Smith.
Sam Brown.
Lexia Linus.
Madison Elizabeth O'Brien.
Soraya Guyman.
Marley Root.
Kylan Carlson.
Kiera Whitaker.
Shay Fulmer.
Brianna Aurora Camacho.
Elizabeth Harrison.
Elena McGill.
Joelle Campbell.
Annalicia Loveridge Powley.
Allie Mueller.
Noah Gooseman.
Brenna Higginson.
Grace Fillmore.
Maya Buck Newman.
McKenna Louise Stewart.
Allison Wilkinson.
Abby Fillmore.
Maddie Smith.
Courtney Ann Taylor.
Melanie Brown.
Autumn Fusayo Bickmore.
Haley Watt.
Mackenzie Blair.
Hannah Lee Hollingsworth.
Rachel Naylor.
Addison Peacock.
Kaylee Walker Short.
Brianna Hill.
Savannah Arnold.
Ashley Larson.
Elise Claire Jones.
Kendall Harris.
Casey Copier.
Cassie Smith.
Seven Harrison.
Natalie Mertz.
Casey Johnson.
Samantha Lowe.
Samantha McFarland.
Miriam Ixta.
Preston Oxenhurt.
Rachel Daly Dean.
Alex Russin.
Parker Dean.
Bronwyn Andrioli.
Riley Scott.
Sasha Hayden Wilkinson.
Nate Skuring.
Chloe Henry.
Presley Brady.
Mackenzie Turner.
Danielle Bottorff.
Mariah Grace Bowman.
Haley Lurker.
Nathan Bowser.
Jacqueline Acevedo.
Kaylee Hope.
Salamasina Siddall.
Caitlin Michelle LeBeau.
Andrew Chen.
Mikkel Young Farnsworth.
William Aldis Brown.
Maya Odom.
Kira Bacher.
Sonia Hugo. Yulisa Torres.
Ryan Tingy.
Michaela Hales.
Paige Perkins.
Brooke Hall.
Mimi Pepper.
Matthew Hilstead.
Sophie King.
Elle Rose.
Faith Art.
Ian Purser.
Emily Stringham.
Azriel Jensen.
Abby Bishop.
Lexi Goldsberry.
Mary Doreen Jones.
Chad Goldsberry.
Becca Fabbis.
Athena Allred.
Paula Sofia Nino de Guzman.
Jay Laney.
Mara Topham.
Donna Frescus.
Christine Carr.
Michaela Warnick.
Katie Dawn Gidney.
Byron Platt.
Anna Turner.
Talanoa Loki Togeta.
Jenna Georgeson.
Sky Norton.
Brittany Goodsell.
Madeline Simmons.
Marites Armstrong.
Whitney Leenan.
Elise Smedley.
Gracie Lucas.
Maria Magistro.
Maggie Hunter.
Shalise Hill.
Ellie Crook.
Julianne Baugh.
Caitlin Weed.
Ivy Peterson.
Kyla Watchman.
Estefany Castanon Pasillas.
Samantha Jasmine Gutierrez.
Hannah Inkley.
Hallie Hawes.
Ethan Hutchings.
Elise Christensen.
Aubrey Kate Staley.
Sophie Buhner.
Ashley Whitlock.
Bonnie Mae Sorensen.
Kelly Ann Stay. Sean Kyle. Hannah Melba Tuft. Daria Wimmer. Angelica Ruiz. Mason Hall. Faith Nelson. Jordan Smith. Lauren Bruce. Heather Turner. Camille Lisenby. Maria Gerard. David Blanchard. Olivia Dunford. Madison Griffith. Christina Jones. Zachary Earl. Jesse Thompson. Jackson Wilson.
Congratulations, School of the Arts graduates, class of 2025. Thank you for choosing UVU. Thank you for being tenacious Wolverines. We are so proud of you. And now truly we have come full circle, a place of wholeness, of enlightenment, of timelessness, of freedom. As you set sail from this harbor of learning, let your education be the stars by which you navigate, your artistry the vessel that carries you forward, and your imagination the tides that lift others along the way. You are visionaries, makers, and change bringers. I invite you to hoist your sails with purpose, bringing beauty to every shore you reach. And as we celebrate the past and future achievements of our amazing graduates, let us also applaud those who have supported, cheered, and given of their knowledge, time, and resources. Graduates, at this time, if you would please stand and join me in thanking your incredible and devoted faculty seated right behind you. graduates, let's make some noise for them, those sending their love and admiration from the stands. Your parents, partners, families, and friends, let's show them some love. And now, graduates, if you would please stay standing, we will hear once more from the amazing UVU Jazz Ensemble as platform guests begin the closing recessional. Platform guests, if you would please arise, then graduates, follow us as we lead the way. Our dear and amazing guests, if you'd please remain seated until graduates have exited, you can greet your amazing graduate outside of the south doors of the arena so we can prepare for the next convocation on this beautiful day of celebration. Our warmest and brightest wishes to you all. Go School of the Arts and go UVU.